You know, I'm never gonna get over how beautiful the Fall of Solium is. I mean, look at this place. Hey everybody, Dragon King Mark here, and welcome to part 13 of Let's Play Pyre. Last we left off, we conducted our second liberation rite and freed Rookie Greentail from our service. Rock, what are you doing now? Don't interrupt. As you can see, we are down to 5. Volfred said he had something to do, so as we're gonna wait for the next rite, we'll go ahead and, do what he says, see what he's got. So I played a bit of the Anthem demo, and I gotta say, it's kind of okay, but I'm still on the fence. Like, admittedly, yeah, it's got some talent. It's got some I guess it's got a good chance, but this is EA and Bioware we're talking about. EA is known to destroy games. Nothing against EA, it's just, well, recently was also that scheduled release for the game, and it's like so convoluted that people are mocking it. I don't blame them. Anyway, you once again find yourself amid the serene walkways of Moonlight Alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. Time to bid our time, I guess. We have returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, but there is something I must do. There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down to the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you are all a part is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there through the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volfer requests everyone to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled and Volfer regards lame. Everyone! There is an aspect of our plan which I've not talked about with you at length. Look at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang a moment in the air. I'll tell you what I see in all of you, in all of us. I see, in all of us, a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from different tribes which later formed our Commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say, desire, such a course. Together, they created all this ceremony of which we're now a part. The exiles liberated through their rights were on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people also see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in our hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative on behalf of Molten Belief, and I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. The 4th of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Impassioned or the Wild Witch. The mistress of fire and dust claimed she could shatter the world with a flick of her wrist. Knowing her, she probably could. He motions for someone to approach. I apologize for the message spamming. My friends are having a conversation right now. A certain bog dweller slithers forth. You recognize her straight away. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine, who I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller called Big Bertrude utters something guttural by a way of greeting. We are to understand that you require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is a far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon will find that she knows much about the rights as well. Gertrude looks to you and your fellow exiles, each in turn. They frighten me, a parent. Everyone is silent as Gertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues. Least we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Gertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Gertrude joined the group. You sense her powerful presence. Well, welcome on board, Big Gertrude. Now then, my boy. Perhaps you've noticed that the stars are bright once more up there behind those stubborn rains, meaning this time we got back to business. Indeed, once more, the several stars shine bright within the cloud and stormy sky. Cold and stormy sky. Time to choose our next path to salvation. Haub, Ores, Triesta. We have a 42% chance of living. Thallium, the 22nd of 10th moon, 837 AS. My dear friend Big Gertrude. She observes an unseen pattern in the stars. It seems we now can estimate how many rites until the next celebration. And here it is. We have 3 rites. The John just got their butts handed to them, so they're back down the pit. We're still up top. 12 wins, 0 losses. There's the Chastity, the Essence, the Fate, the Pyre Hearts, the Accusers, the Dissidents, the Tempers, and the Withdrawn at the bottom rank. Ooh, Triesta, tempting. Ores. Let's go to Haub this time. Shack's 6 shoulders. So we're going to go against the Fate again. Adversaries or no, I hope Dalbert and Almer have been holding up. Seems they've been through quite a lot. He then shares with you what details he attained of your adversaries. Dalbert Oldheart, an adversary who showed you respect and even generosity. Despite his advanced age, he also made for a formidable opponent, he and his son. The so-called Almer the Helpless, ever present at his father's side. He was abandoned as an infant before Dalbert found and raised him as his own. Dalbert taught his son everything he knew about his cultural heritage, as the descendant of one of the Alpha Chiefs thought to be descended from Jomer Manymane himself. However, his more vocal attempts to preserve our old-core traditions in the Commonwealth often fell on deaf ears, or even roused the anger of officials. One day, he insisted on celebrating Fang Song, against the wishes of his family. His family's caution was well founded in this case, and he was taken into custody. An old Kur holiday in which a single pack of Kurs vanquished an entire Imperial brigade. And Jomer's jaws and Jomer's many manes ran red that day, the song of the chief. As for Almer, as his father was led away, he put up enough of a fight to where he wound up sharing his father's cell, and soon enough, his sentence. In the downside, their faith brought them in contact with a pack of spiritual Kurs residing in Jomer Valley. In time, they became acquainted with the rites, and helped to revitalize the long-struggling triumvirate known as the Fate. They have since struggled on, yet at times flirting with freedom, though seldom getting within striking distance. But still, they long to find a way to return to their ancestral home and family. Poor Dalbert. Seems like a decent enough sort, same for his son. In any case, we'll see them soon. Let's get some rest for now. You bid Hedwyn a good evening. It is too late to take flight, so you may plan to rise at dawn to continue your travels. I feel really bad now. I want them to win. Gertrude's Dex. Unusual extra cards depicting the Greater Titans, probably for curses and enchantments. Whoa! And now the book. Within these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the rights of flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We, the Eight, decree the right to test of one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now until the stars abandon us, this shall be the binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rights are to regain their freedom from the downside, and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of 9 triumvirates, and look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. Wait. Oh, this one's already finished. The essential structure of a rite shall be as follows. Where chosen by the stars within the dark of night shall 2 triumvirates stand in opposition, far enough afield beside their consecrated pyre symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate, the 3 shall act as one, to demonstrate their trust in one another, not just trust in themselves. Triumvirates shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversaries, whose flames are the only to be staunched through a celestial orb descending from the stars. Whosoever pyre remains burning shall prevail. The triumvirates are to disperse. We, the Eight, have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age, and heed their guidance and ours. The stars may take cyclical turns. The rites commence at their behest, upon celestial landmarks where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing the book bestowed upon your triumvirates, you, the reader, shall perceive under which stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead, as your adversary shall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or you fail, from that point the stars shall guide you on. The rites shall not commence until the necessary preparations are complete at a celestial landmark, ere the stars align. Exiles shall conduct the rite bearing this book, of which there are but 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. Exiles shall wear the sacred raiments, fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Elodio. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent all of us. Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre, and consecrate the grounds using the words, "The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may have ours." The heavens shall respond when all is said. Wow, this is an entire chapter. The Law of 3. During the rite, each triumvirate shall act as one, unerringly and without question. The disobedient shall suffer punishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as of a single mind to demonstrate their faith and recognize that they, as we the 8, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined both by their actions and their peers. Triumvirates lacking experience in this may designate a reader, whose focus on this book shall help the others coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment, and become eligible to regain their freedom. The burning pyre. At the appointed time, at the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently prepared, and thus the 2 opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. Thus shall commence the rite. Triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would protect their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobeyers suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough. The rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame. Plunge into it headlong without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. The aura. Exiles bearing the raiments in this book reveal their hidden aura, the color of their flame. The aura is the exile's weapon in the right. Should one adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nothingness. Seek the pyre's light, and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. Exiles gain greater auras while standing side by side with their triumvirate, for we gain strength together. Exiles may cast their aura through sheer force of focus in this book. The Celestial Orb. As the 2 flames are lit, so shall the celestial orb fall from the heavens. One such orb shall be availed by the stars, requiring triumvirates to vie for it. Its cosmic connection to the flame book bestowed the necessary quantities for its bearer to prevail. Effortlessly sails the orb between the 3 and the triumvirate. It seeks to grasp whoever acts among the 3. Once grasped, the orb shall draw within it all the bearer's aura, fueled by the triumvirate's own flame. is to be cast into the flame. The path. In each rite we gain enlightenment, whether we prevail or we fail. Indeed, through failure do we tend to learn the most valued lessons, provided we survive. None among us have prevailed without end. Each who walked the path toward enlightenment shall at times be struck by an epiphany, and achieve mastery in some respect. Choose well among these blessings we bestow, thus you may yet achieve your potential and surpass your adversaries. Whenever you prevail, your triumvirate gains favor. In time, the triumvirate with the most favor shall be summoned in the liberation rite. To each earn a chance at freedom. Then the cycle will begin anew. Liberation. The liberation rite takes place upon the fall of Solium under a bloodied moon, witnessed by the herald from the stars. There, the most favored triumvirates shall confront the one which we appoint. These two triumvirates first shall pass through Scribe's Gate, where their worth shall be assured under the stars. Only the most enlightened exiles within each triumvirate may be anointed for a chance at freedom. Two of their companions shall support them once they strive. The anointed champion of the triumvirate which prevails shall plunge into the shimmer pool and return in glory. Okay, that's the entire chapter. Bertrude. You find Big Bertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. He fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Nurk. Such a clutter. Added to this wagon since we looked upon it last. Unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in Flagging Hands. Then, thou must be the reading one whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone in the southern bog can induce paralysis or worse. A distant region of the Commonwealth left well alone despite technically being a part of the nation. The cold and forbidding marshlands are home to the bog dwellers of Sar, colloquially known as crones. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome. 'Twas a feat we wished to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years within which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. And she backs away, for someone else has joined you. Hail, Bertrude, madam. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? Nurk. We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible that Wilfred has a small supply amongst his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we shall yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. And after you, madam. As they depart, you think you see the little minstrel nod his head your way. Oh, that's interesting. Sandra? Oh, you're... Never mind. Ring that bell for Rookie. And let's go. So I played the Anthem demo yesterday, and yeah, it's still okay. I played with the guys. You rise early that morning, though Bertrude is already awake. She scowls at you. Good morning, reader. Bertrude, I trust your stay has not been too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood. The comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all this. The reader here shall do so, once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Oh, time to go. So, honestly, the Anthem demo is pretty decent, but I feel that it's kind of bland. I mean, bland as in, like, it's empty. Oh shit, I'm so sorry. Hey, what's the big idea, huh? Oh, it's you Nightwings. Couldn't rub it in again, I guess. We Tempers, we've been trading flames with you. Who knows how long? So what, you got us once or twice already. Matter of time before we go and get you back. So, you might want to keep that in mind next time you go messing with these horns, hear me? Now get out of my sky. I just like this. So, yeah, I was playing it a bit more with the guys, and it's okay. It's empty though, not like the Anthem demo, not like the E3 trailer demo that was out there. So there's that. Admittedly, I kind of wish there was a bit more to do. I know there's not supposed to be a whole lot. Oh, the Fates are here. I feel bad for them. The forbidding canyon of Ha'ub lies below. Not many exiles see fit to cross beyond it. Some fear that the listless remains of Shaq's six soldiers shall snatch them up if they attempt to cross. Others simply do not want to pass through the flagging hands. Frigid flagging hands. The bone tide slain by the scribe Ha'ub the Swallow. None dared approach the withered fiend, whose plague had spread half across the valley. You know its true significance as we do, although your adversaries, the Fates, should be on their way soon. There now. Soon you shall confront them once again. Shunt. They seem to be interested in visiting the mud baths. Lick sand. We never got here actually. But let's check out the mud baths. I want to see this. Jomir Valley. You touch down in the heart of Jomir Valley, where you first faced the Fate and the Dissidents. You really wonder where they might be now and how they fare. You know, you have a little time before they having to set forth by land. Let's check out the Black Wagon. Ah, Wilfred. Jomir Valley. The downside Pyre first appears serene. It's not. The soil there accommodates only the region's brutish native vines and overbrush. The most likely food sources prove poisonous. Thus, we journeyed further north. The climate there grew fouler to my senses, though the Kurajomir found it amendable. This sprawling valley, pocketed with long evaporated lakes, gives evidence to the monstrosities which roamed this land. We found the region's western edge to be more pleasant, on the whole. Therein we found sources of fresh water, whereas over to the east, we found the edge of the land's most hideous decay. Short chapter. Singing Sands. The so-called Singing Sands is the sound of countless screeching wheel mites. Oh boy. Beaufort is poring over a copy of the Book of Rights as you approach. Except that you wouldn't smiles. The Road to Freedom, written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel at how absurd all of this is, my boy. Tell me something, though. I spent so much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss with it in such much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss? I really find it fascinating. You tell Volford the book has fascinated you, and that you have never seen anything quite like it. Not solely. I share the sentiment. We have in our possession a genuine artifact of a forgotten time. How much of it is exactly true, and how much of it is described retelling of the events. Hang on a sec. Sorry about that, Grandpa. I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. He puts away his copy of the book with care. It is amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the ideas that they're contained, they remain rather provocative as well. I think that the Commonwealth disavows the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Although the reasons why we are in there, written plain. How fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes from whoever shall be next to use them. He turns his attention to other matters and bids you a good afternoon. Bertrude! Crone. She's an alchemist. The Commonwealth... Bog-dwelling serpentine creatures known for their bluntness and stubbornness and wisdom. Either the Commonwealth tolerated the crones of the southern bog, or the other way around. Alchemist. The Commonwealth tolerated the bog-dwellers, desiring the product of their sorcerous trade. The bog-dwellers on the outskirts of the Commonwealth performed profane experiments with little supervision. She's a bog-dweller of considerable notoriety here in the downside, and runs a sort of business here bearing her own name. She has a forbidding way about her, but her respect for Volford is evident. It even borders on affection. She seems to know much about the rites, despite not having conducted them prior to joining forces with you. As you can see, we really gotta rank her up. But first, the Fae Spirit. Might as well get that to her. Now let's explore the Shunt. No one seems very inclined to explore the blistering environs here except for Faye, who is more than upbeat ever than usual. A sacred bath in mud cleanses the mind. At least I think it does, but come look, come look! She draws you by the hand toward one of the muddy pits and jumps right in, laughing. At first you are put off, yet her joy is infectious. Soon you are in better spirits as she is. You return together to the wagon, where you find yourself time and motivation to pursue your vocations. They gave +2 hope. Now, let's go ahead and mentor a companion. Since we already got Big Bertrude, let's mentor her. Very well, then. Educate us, if thou canst. You and Bertrude compare thoughts on how each of your fellow exiles can contribute to the prevailing in the rites, and in which each group of 3 shall maybe yet achieve their very best. Like no one ever was. Thus, does our grasp of ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. I like doing this voice for her. Rights mastering Crone's ability to press their advantage. Rights mastering a Crone's ability to recover against all odds. Those who withstood Malif's teachings found they long kept prodding at the edges of their understanding. When Bertrude's Pyre has more damage, more glory than the adversaries, she deals an additional 5. Many sought out Molten Malif in hopes she would either give them blessings or either curse their enemies. If the Bertrude pounces an enemy, she instantly recovers all her stamina. She never would disclose her age, though some surmise that she has lived for half a millennium or more. While slithering, Bertrude uses 50% less stamina and moves 30% more quickly. Malif worked quickly, tirelessly crafting talismans and arcane artifacts for spreading panic in the Empire. Once per right, after saluting her adversaries, Bertrude turns them into fast-moving howlers. Be gone from here, lest I reduce thee to thy physical form. Relief to the Imperial Chief Investigator. While Bertrude's Pyre has less glory than the adversary, she deals additional 5. The Wild Witch would claim that for each of her successful sorceries, 10,000 others failed. The charge of time before Bertrude can use her Aura Blast is greatly reduced. Molten Malif was said to always heed her impulses, and it was they that compelled her to delve into the downside. Greater Blast. Bertrude's Aura Blasts are at a wider angle, banishing adversaries in a larger area. To this day, in all of the southern bogs, there is no sorceress more feared and renowned than Malif. Stubborn Flame. When Bertrude's Pyre has less glory than the adversaries deal -10 to her Pyre. We shall find this weakling Emperor, and we shall make him burn, for if he does not already. Deals an additional 5. I personally feel this tree seems to be more interesting. Hexa Victory, Hexa Defeat. Those two are interchangeable. Let's give this. Trust is not a quality our kind possesses in abundance. I know. Let's go. Karen of Haub. The Karen of Haub. The supermarket. Alright guys, let me tell you something real quick. Now I happen to hear that Mr. Greentail, he's moved on or something like that. Right? Well, I just want you to know he was one of my most favorite customers, and because of that, I'm giving you some great deals, okay? Ooh, Stardust. Super Stardust. Rainbow Stardust. I don't have enough. Sorry, Ron. You guys really are my favorite customers, you know? Huh? Hey. Xylophones. Would that we all could become musical instruments and our bones turn to dust. I'm sorry. I had to. The Cairn of Haub. How ironic that the shattered remains of the Bone Titan, Shaq's 6 shoulders, which once stood vigilant over the archway into flagging hands, remain now as a foreboding as when that horrid monster still possessed an unnatural life. After little Haub dispatched the Bone Titan in a feat of ingenuity, Shaq's pieces fell into the valley floor, forming a set of standing stones which Haub marked. Further, traces of the Titan's glacial blood coagulated into perfect frozen drops, which still shimmer in the darkness. 6 shoulders seems to start reanimating when the stars above him dance a certain way. Paint the sigil then in the shining light. That's scary. Faye! Faye seems to be talking to the Black Wagon's walls again, though this time something seems to have come over her. Little brother, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? You are unsure whether to check in on her or leave her be. Let's wait and listen. You sense now that is not the time to interrupt, and that Faye is on the verge of confronting some long-dormant issues, which she ought to face. They always said that there was something wrong with me, but they really wouldn't tell me. What? They wouldn't say. They said I was moon-touched, but so what? Those deemed impaired by Commonwealth standards are very different in a negative sense. So then the scribes, they called me here. They are the ones who brought me here, not those people. They were so cruel. They were always so cruel. I didn't have a little brother at the time. Not one that I recall, really, although so much of it back then I can't really tell how much of it I dreamt. Most of it I didn't want to come to be true. But I remember that they threw me out. They decided that they would throw me out. And they let the scribes take care of me, they said. The scribes, they would take care of me. It was so very quiet here, and I was all alone again. Although, I think I liked it more, being alone down here, than being alone back there. Everybody's alone down here. And so, it makes me feel less alone somehow. Back there, why, I would sometimes see families, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, but here, there was hardly anyone at all. But I knew I was closer to the scribes. I knew that they were in the sky above, and I did search for them up there, you know? And one night, I found them. I saw the stars, and they were falling to the ground, and I thought, why is it the scribes themselves are crying? Are they sad? And maybe, are they sad for me? Well, that was when I first met you, little brother. With your help, I could get closer to the scribes. That way, maybe they could answer all my questions, don't you think? But I'm so very glad I found you and the others. I'm finally not alone. I'm finally not alone, and more importantly, I think, sometimes I feel that way. And I'm not alone. Maybe, as we get closer, maybe, I will get to feel that way more often, being here, or being anywhere with you, and all my friends. She falls silent. Though you were concerned for her at first, you sense that now she is at peace. She wanders off, paying you no notice in the least. You sense she has a better understanding of her now. Aw, Faye. You adorable little cinnamon roll. Moon touched. She was born on the 9th of 11th moon, suggesting she was driven and fixated. One's astral sign, vagrancy. She failed to meet basic cognitive standards and had no place or family in the Commonwealth. Alleged motive, none. The record states she demonstrated a thorough lack of understanding in her wrongdoing. Failure survived 2 years in the downside. Thus far, it's a life sentence. She was a special child left abandoned, and despite her seemingly simple nature, she possessed a strange affinity for the old ways. One day she was taken in by the authorities, and when she revealed her fixations about the scribes, she was deemed witless. And when no one claimed responsibility for her, she was cast into exile. In the downside, she had wandered aimlessly in the search of more clues about the legendary heroes who so fascinate her. I kinda don't want to bring Faye out of here. I mean, she seems happy here. But let's commence the rite. You and the others are busying yourselves for the commencement of the rite this evening when you notice Faye behaving strangely. More than usual. Maybe he's here, I think. He has to be. Somewhere nearby? She notices you then. Oh, I'm sorry, mister. Well, it's just... I think maybe my friend is here? And I was hoping to say hi to him before we have to do the ceremony with a star ball. Wait, is that... That's him! My friend is here! He's here! Just then, your adversaries, the Fate, arrived. On the other side of the cairn of Ha'ub, and began making necessary preparations. Faye rushes over to them before anyone can stop her, even as the stars above start shining through the darkness. Oh, Faye. Unfathomed plurns.
Archbeast Sungris.
And...
Unfathomed Plurness.
Oh, Unfathomed Plurness.
Astralborn.
I am going to regret. I got a bad feeling this is going to end very bad. I want to get 2 times down. The bird true can pass long distances in the rites or catch several adversaries in an aurora blast. But Faye, I pity her, honestly, I really do.
Much vaunted reader has returned, and it would appear his ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we?
Yep.
How very strange that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this rite shall be the Fate. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
At least this area is a bit easier than last time. Oh, hello again, hello. Why, hello there, young one. You're the Fate, and once again we hail you and all the Nightwings. Thanks, I was wondering, may I speak to your son? Why, I do not see why not, but let me see here. Oliver! Oliver, where are you? Begging your pardon, young one, but my son, he is not always punctual, you see. Hold, I shall go and fetch him. Oh, okay, I mean my friend, I hope that he remembers me. Huh? You? Wait, where's Father? Father! Oh, hello again. The Father, he went looking for you. Did you not see him? No, I did not see him. This had better not be some Nightwing trick, or else I'll... Ah, there you are, Alma. Our cordial officer wishes to salute you, I believe. Oh, that's right. I mean, here, this is my salute. I am saluting you. It's nice to see you, and may the scribes watch over you, okay? I want them to watch over us as well, but maybe just this time, or not just this time, but this and other times maybe, they can watch over all of us, okay? The two of them stand and watch as Faye skips over to rejoin your group. An unusual sort, that one. She is. He is about your age. Father! I think even Dalbert wants to hook them up! Hold a moment, reader. The Crow and Birchwood stood this forth, wearing the raiments of the rights. Now that Birchwood is among our ranks, it would be best if you became familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. But Birchwood, please, show the reader something of your aptitude. We expect thou shalt soon be inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far.
The bog-crone Bertrude shows herself in full. Now, I have to wonder what became of her accomplices. Of one accomplice in particular. You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
Another. Okay. I think I got it. Let's do it.
Now then, reading one, know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with thee because of Sandalwood, because of his plan. We shall aid thee in the rights, and we shall aid thee in that plan. Thus, we are at thy disposal, and await thy bidding.
I think I prefer this voice version to her. I'm back. Sorry I'm late. I'm ready now to do my part, however I can. Okay, Faye, you're up.
Strive for freedom.
Roster bio updated, Dalbert and Almer. I took pride in He took pride in his heritage as a descendant of the Alpha Chiefs, thought to be descended from Jomer Many-Mane himself. But his more vocal attempts to preserve all oral traditions in the Commonwealth often fell on deaf ears or even roused anger. One day he dared to... His feelings caution. In the downside, tales of their deeds preceded them, and the Fate Suit approached them and took them in. Okay, basically it's just explaining who it was. Librecht. He was born the first, suggesting he's tactful and empathetic. Blasphemy. He publicly celebrated a holiday whose traditions were deemed unacceptable in the Commonwealth. Insurrection. The records state he attempted to undermine Commonwealth traditions and common decency. He's been exiled for 5 years. Oof. Dalbert. This is basically explaining about what they're doing. He's an aide to Dalbert. In old traditions of the Kurz, the young were duty-bound to learn and serve the elderly. He was born on the 30th of 6 months, suggesting he is contemplative and passionate. His crime was resisting arrest. He rebelled against the detainment of a suspected blasphemer who wantonly ignored tradition. Filial piety. The records state he stood with his blasphemous father purely out of obligation. Dang. Okay, Faye, you're on.
Faye.
Bertrude.
Bertrude.
And let's go with Sir Gilman. I need to level him up.
Sir Gilman. It is done.
Our adversaries. But another set of masks and raiments to be brushed aside.
Steel yourself, Almer. Are you prepared to face our adversaries once again? Always, Father. Let us prevail here and now. Let us do so indeed, my son. Indeed, my son. Like a room priest. I'm trying to do a Decker.
Begin.
Whoa. What? I almost forgot about that. I honestly forgot about that. Jump!
The night wings make their mark upon the blade.
Whoa! Ha! Woo! Yes!
The purifying flame.
The flame! The
Do you
sun!
believe
The
you can
sun!
prevail in
The
this?
sun! Oof. Lie, Gilman!
All
Oh,
three night wings.
frick.
Poof.
Right, she doesn't have that much. Oh, crap.
A decisive blow.
Oh! Damn! What are you doing? Put your mask back on. We are in the middle of a riot. Oh, I know. I just want to say, I think you are very brave is all, I think. Because we have encountered many triumvirs, but now, mean, we have dissonance in the tempers and... What are you talking about? Get to the point! Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean... My name is Faye. I wanted you to know my name. It's Faye, since I know yours. Let's see. Get ready yourself, Faye. We shall not hold back.
Such a struggle it must be for poor old Dalbert and his witless son.
Yeah!
Glory
Yeah!
to the scribes. A mere attempt.
No, you don't. Get in!
Bertrude plunged into the adversary's
There we
fire.
go.
Perhaps you are worthy. Now then,
Woo! Damn, that was good. Woo! Oh. No!
the orbs engulfed.
Dang! Woo! Nice! Okay, if Gilman could just hit that in, we're good.
Now end the ceremony. Well, now that was exciting.
No!
Flailing shan't do anything, reader.
No! No, thank you. Ah!
Contempt.
Oh, crap!
Righteous.
Whoa! Heck! No!
Alma doused his adversary's flame.
Holy shit!
You seem unable to stop these people. It was almost true.
Shit. Get in!
And it is done.
Ah! Okay, 2 times stars.
Prevail.
I'm gonna do that again.
I thought for certain they would not.
Yeah, me too, man.
The rite is ended.
Wait. I wanted... I'm sorry. I just wanted to apologize, I think. Why, young one, you must not say such things. You are one of the Nightwings, the most eminent of all triumvirates. We aspire to your greatness and your legacy. Father, please no more of this. They have prevailed. We need not grovel at their feet. Almer, is it Almer? I just had a question. Ask quickly, then go about your business. Oh, would you be my friend?
Huh?
What? I was wondering if you would be my friend, because I don't have a lot of friends, and you are brave and gentle with your father, so... Oh, I shall see you in a little while, my son. Oh, my son. What? The scribes, were they not friends? I choose to think they brought us here, to be closer together, not to be apart.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
I want to bring you to the downside. I feel so overwhelmed, because the scribes, I think they speak to me, and they lift me up whenever I begin to think that I'm going to fall. Ooh, slow. Yeah, let's, slow near Alex's, that'll work. So close.
Gertrude's lust for knowledge becomes manifest.
The strange design of the 8 scribes. Their everlasting sorceries are stronger than this land. We shall yet make further use of them, we think.
Let's go with Serpent Swiftness. Not just because it sounds like something from Smite.
Until the next rite.
Okay, that's done. I ship the Moon Touched girl and Albert. They're just cute. I think Dalbert does too. I think he does. I don't want to split them up. They're just cute. After defeating the Fate in a narrow victory, you return to the wagon to find Volfred and Lone Minstrel in the midst of conversation. Most strange. That one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. Nor I, Volfred, sir. And Volfred notices you there. Reader, Drake and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky is all. It appears that the star of Calamir Rope Collar is illuminated now. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. The first exiles came to these lands not by force but by heeding the Rope Collar's deceptions. The traitor's former aide to the Emperor. His actions inadvertently led the 8 scribes to find each other. Anyway, go see for yourself. I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. You see only a single shining star illuminated far above, just as Wilfred indicated. Let's see where it goes. Calamir, the rogue star. The rogue star burns bright over the isolated little island in the Sea of Solace. Manly is already on his way. It looks like a bird. This is new. Then we are summoned to the Isle of Calamir, deep within the Deathless Tempest. The traitor Calamir Ropecollar fled to this strange island and met a fitting end. Have you been there before, Tariq? So long ago, I scarce recall the time, only the scent. It is the place from which hence the creatures native to this land sprang from. Reader, let's not concern ourselves with superstitions held by that place. We'll set forth at dawn and soon see ourselves what to make of it. So Grease fathom plurns in the fate. I'm gonna save that for next time. Till then, I'm Dragon King Mark, and next time we're gonna be going to the Isle of Calamir to see what exactly is going on. This is starting to become very interesting. Until then, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and be notified of everything that's going on. Check out my Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time. Later!